Right now, 1,500 troops getting ready to deploy to Minnesota as Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey cries foul, asking me recently if it's all about blue state bias. Watch.
I would just ask you, why is the largest scale immigration enforcement action taking place where we don't even have that many undocumented immigrants? Why would it not take place in Texas or Florida or Utah, where you do actually have those large numbers of undocumented immigrants? The truth is, it's not about murder or crime. It's not.
You mentioned Texas and Florida. You just had a surge in Louisiana, and you didn't see any of the commotion that you are seeing now in your city because all of those states fully cooperate with ICE detainers. And the proof is in the numbers. Since April, Florida has arrested more than 10,000 illegal aliens compared to Minnesota, where nearly 500 have been released since President Trump took office. Florida GOP Congressman and gubernatorial candidate Byron Donalds joins us now. Congressman, thank you for taking time. Your reaction to Jacob Frey, mayor of Minneapolis, basically saying that this is blue state bias.
Jacob Frey is a fool. Everybody knows he's a fool. He's a democratic socialist. He does not want to uphold the Constitution. He does not want to uphold the rule of law. You want to compare Florida and Minneapolis? Governor Ron DeSantis, by the way, the best governor in the country, he actually made sure that local law enforcement in our state was cooperating with the federal government through the 287G program. Mayor Frey can do that very easily, where the Minneapolis PD will actually cooperate with ICE. But he doesn't want to do that. You see, Mayor Frey and Governor Walz, they want the crazy. That's what they're looking for. They want the AstroTurf protesters. That's what they're looking for. They're trying to stand up to President Trump because their party has no ideas, and they choose this route. So that man is a fool and a clown. That's why Minneapolis has terrible leadership. That's why you're seeing all this AstroTurf protesting in the streets, where now they're shooting fireworks at ICE agents. They're throwing rocks and bottles at ICE agents. This is despicable behavior, but what do you expect when the mayor is an absolute fool?
And we even saw, Congressman Donalds, this horrific video of these anti-ICE agitators crashing into a house of worship, into a church, because they believe the pastor had some ties to ICE. And there's a rich irony here, because just over the holidays, Governor Walz was warning that ICE was going to raid houses of worship and churches at midnight, when exactly the opposite has happened. He has, along with the mayor, incentivized these agitators to carry out things like you're watching on our screen now.
This is what I mean. These agitators, who, by the way, they are paid, folks. America, they are paid to do this kind of mess. These are the people who will say they have a First Amendment right to speak, but they just trampled on the First Amendment right of that church to be able to worship. That's what they're doing right now, and this is completely unacceptable. But let's be very clear. President Trump and his administration, they're not going to bend the knee to the mob, because that's what the mayor of Minneapolis wants. That's what Tim Walz and Gavin Newsom, these other crazy governors, that's what they want. The Democrats have no solutions about protecting the United States, protecting their people, or having orderly legal immigration into the United States. They want chaos. They want anarchy. They want this, what you're seeing right now on your screens. It's awful. Not going to be tolerated in Florida, Texas, or anywhere else that common sense reigns in the United States.
And no signs it's slowing down in Minneapolis there. I got to shift gears, though. I'm jealous of you, Congressman, because you've got a ticket to the big game tonight in Miami, taking on Indiana in the national championship. I've, full disclosure, all in on Miami. I know President Trump will attend there, along with Secretary of State Marco Rubio. What are your thoughts on the game?
Big game tonight, rooting for the Canes. Florida, it's time to bring this thing home. The last national championship was by my alma mater, the Florida State Seminoles, back in 2013. It's been a little bit, but, you know, we're going to go ahead and take care of business tonight. Excited for the Canes. They've had a really, really good season. They even beat my Noles. I'm still a little upset about that, but that's all right. We stand for Florida. Florida's going to take this thing home in Miami tonight.
That's right. Go Canes. And one last thing. Today is obviously Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Your reflections on the life and legacy of the great civil rights leader?
Well, I think it's important, and especially in spite of what we're seeing in Minneapolis today. Dr. King's legacy has always been about peaceful protesting, making sure that the character of your protest, the heart of your protest, is what the nation saw, what the nation spoke about. And so I think it's important, especially on this day, in light of what's happening in Minneapolis, that these protesters try to embody Dr. King. If you disagree, speak very clearly with your disagreement, but don't go after officers. Don't intimidate them. Don't try to dox them and their families. That does not live up to the legacy of Dr. King, not one bit.
It does not, and it even breaks federal law by assaulting and obstructing that federal immigration law enforcement. Congressman Byron Donalds, thank you very much, and good luck tonight. Go Canes.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.